Super Mario Maker 2. We are on our 5th or something like that video, and there's quite a few levels going on inside of this one. Some of them are pretty dang short, but I think we're also going to get to experience our first level that is kind of a Toad mini quest. So when the main hall second floor is finished, I think we'll talk to the Taskmaster. Oh no, we can't talk to the Taskmaster yet. We have to go up onto the second floor. But we'll talk to Chief first, and she'll tell us, yay, good job. But then we'll notice there are exclamation marks above all of the toads once we go up onto the second floor. So I think we still could start taking jobs from the Taskmaster again, but if you can't buy any progress on the whatever it's called on the castle, then that doesn't really do you any good. So we're going to come up here, and the 3 toads will have different quests for us. So these are going to be toad-specific missions. And in this case, we need to reach the goal while holding a stone. So it's a 2-star mission, and it's really no different from the regular Taskmaster missions, but it's just kind of a little side thing to distract you from the perpetual sameness, I guess, even though it is pretty much the same. So the stone is just really heavy, and this is like the only level I think this game has with this stone in it. I was kind of expecting to see more. There probably are more in the later final levels I haven't completed yet, but I haven't even seen people use the stone online, so I'm a little bit surprised that it's not more of a thing, but I guess the limited jumping kind of limits the amount of creativity that you can have when it comes to difficult jumps, and all the difficult courses online are usually because of really difficult jumps. Not so much because you can't jump, even though those have been some of the more fun and creative levels when they add random restrictions, like you're playing a Mario game, right? Jump man, and you can't jump. It's kind of strange. But anyway, this really is not a difficult level. Just carry the stone to the end, and then we finish that Toad's quest. Stone is so heavy that we can't even walk past it. So once that screen comes up, this Toad will be all happy that we did his job for him. And by this point, I have 1,000 coins, so I think that'll let me build just one side of the castle, because I think the next side's going to be like 700. But this red Toad's going to let us build the top of the castle, so we could go down to the chief and talk to her and get that built if we so desired. But we're going to come on over here to the green Toad, and we need to get the cloud back, so this will be reaching the goal on a Lakit2 cloud. And if anyone remembers Lakit2 from NES days, yeah, he is not fun whatsoever, especially because we're going to be going back into the NES style for this level. But it's also a pretty easy level because there's no Lakit2, we just jump in his cloud and we have to make it to the end. But we need to be really careful that we don't do what I just did there and immediately die. So we're going to get back into the cloud and then make sure that we stay on the Lakit2 cloud, because that is the clear condition. And there's a coin over to the right there if you want to really be, you know, if you really want to try to get that. But I'm not going to even bother. It's just a very short level. We get like 30 seconds or something like that. Whatever, we're just going to get that out of the way. Finish the Toad quest. And if you notice, the Toad quests don't have coin rewards. So it's only the coins that you collected inside the level. All that effort I might have taken to get the 10 coins would have given me like 18 total, so that's not really worth doing. But that'll be the green Toad complete, and then we'll move on over to the other side to talk to the red Toad, or sorry, the blue Toad, and he needs some exclamation blocks, so we're going to do his quest, Little Toad Lost, and this will be the first time we have to carry a Toad from the beginning of the stage to the end, or sometimes the middle of the stage, but we have to find the Toad and take him with us. So he's kind of like Baby Mario in the Yoshi games, where if he takes damage, he gets put in a bubble and then gets thrown back to the beginning. And holy cow, I did not cut out a lot of my deaths in this video. Normally I'm pretty good at cutting these out, but okay, those were so short and so early. I guess I just missed them, but whatever. Doesn't really waste a whole lot of time. So we're gonna not die to the first bullet bill, which is probably the same as dying to the first Goomba. And we're gonna get the mushroom and then try to avoid all those stupid plants below us because we can't get rid of them. As far as I know, they're completely invincible unless you might be able to hit them from the side if you have a star, but I think that's about it. They're even, I'm pretty sure they're immortal to even fire flowers, so that's kind of annoying, but whatever, they're not really a big deal on this level. And as we see there, the toad takes damage, so he's going to get thrown into a bubble and he'll start floating to the left. All you have to do is hit the bubble to get him out of it. No big deal. And if we come up here, we're almost at the... well, we're getting near the end of the level, I guess. There's going to be a lot of bonsai bills. This really is just the bullet bill level. And I thought I could jump on top of that second bonsai bill, but that was clearly not a thing. And then we can just kind of work our way this way, try to get down here on that platform, and then this one was a little bit sketchy because there wasn't really anything I could do, and I meant to go on the bottom platform, but I didn't, so I was like, you know, I could jump through it, but I'm missing a mushroom, so we're just gonna wait for it to come back and try to get through this part a little bit quicker, lose the toad, get him back, wait for that second wave to pass us, and then there we go. And we could jump on that to almost get to the top of the flagpole, and I almost made it, but whatever. 5 is good enough, and once again, only get 47 coins out of that level. So that's going to be all the 3 toad quests that we'll have for now. There will be more of these later on, and then I think I'm going to head on down to the bottom and talk to Chief again to get some building going, because you really don't want to waste levels, and what I mean is that, you know, you need to complete levels to get building done, and you don't really want to waste level completions without something happening, unless it's getting you gold to start building, but you really want to try to spend all your gold to get the castle built. There's no reason to hold on to it. So if we want to, we can hit the blocks and jump on over to the other side and talk to these toads. There's not really a huge point to do it, but I'm just going to show what they say anyway. And the workers always blame the chief for the unions, right? And then we're going to, or I guess the chief blames the unions and the workers blame the chief. But anyway, we'll just come on back down here and get building going. So I think the next ones are only about 700. Yep, oh, 1100, okay. And I'm going to get the West Hall started, and then we can save up to get the East Hall next. And of course the middle, you could do the middle first, doesn't really matter. West Hall is going to need 4 level completions, and I think we get 2 more done in this video. So there's going to be a pretty lengthy video, or not video, level inside of this video, and it's probably one of the longer ones. Now, I mess up here, and I start doing levels 31, 32, and 33. So this was what I was talking about earlier. So I'll have this in the title, and it's going to be confusing, but this is, I think, the only time, I might mess it up later on, but this is one of the only times that I mess up the chronological order of the levels that we're doing. So sorry about that, but that was because I hit R on the Switch controller instead of RL or whatever the smaller, like RZ, ZR, whatever Nintendo calls their smaller R button. The smaller one moves the pages one by one, and the big one moves the pages all the way to the end, I think, is how it works. Or if it's the other way around, whatever it was, I moved the job pages from like page 3 to page 5 and didn't notice. So that's how I ended up from like level 20 all the way on level 31 now, but it's not really a big deal. We get to the same location regardless, and it's just going to mess up the order of the videos a little bit. And I thought about saving these levels, just kind of splicing them in with the, you know, with the final, or not the final, but with the, splicing them in where they belong with the level 30 levels later on, but I was like, yeah, it's going to be too much work, I don't really care that much, doesn't really matter, so whatever, we're just going to keep it. And this one is kind of an it is literally an auto-scroller, actually, and if we get the fire flower, that's going to help out with this guy a little bit. We just have to hit him a couple of times to do 1 damage to him, and then I think 4 more times to do more damage to him, and then 4 more times to get the key out of him. So you do have to defeat that guy, but if you don't have a fire flower, just jump on his head 3 times. Try to avoid this dang wind, and this is going to be close to the end of the level, I think. This isn't, oh, not quite yet, okay. So anyway, that key is not 100% necessary. It does give you these coins, though, and we are back to the levels where we get coin rewards at the end, so I think it's a little bit more worthwhile. It's a little bit more worthwhile to collect the coins than it was in the previous 3 we just did, but that's it for that level. Pretty straightforward, and the next one is the lengthy one that's going to take I think almost a third of this video. So it's still a good level. I think it was definitely one of the more complicated ones that they had in this story mode. So it was a little bit surprising too, but I'm not even sure what difficulty it is. It's got to be at least 3, right? Yeah, it's a 3-star. So interestingly, this one I thought was harder than the next one, which is a 4-star, and we do that next one at the beginning of the next video, I believe. Anyways, that's going to introduce us to Seesaw Fortress. We've already seen seesaws before, and this is just going to really take them to another level, and also has a lot of the on-off switches, so just hit the switches to get the blocks to show up. Since we are in the Mario 1 style, we have to deal with that kind of, I don't even know what to call it, that kind of gameplay, I guess. Although I like the Mario 1 a lot more than the 3D World. The 3D World levels give me the most trouble, especially online, and it's really just continuously not being used to the controls, and apparently I just cannot get used to the 3D World controls. I don't really know what the heck is wrong with that kind of style. But something I did learn is that you can long jump in the 3D World style. I don't know if you can do it on the other ones, but I didn't know you could long jump on the 2D side scrollers. That's something that's usually for the 3D ones, but no, in this one, since I guess the 3D World side scroller came from a 3D game, they kept the long jump in. So when we are falling down these donut drops, and I think they're actually called donut lifts, interestingly enough, but anyway, when we're falling down these donuts, we're going to see the huge stage that we have to climb up, and I think I died once, but that's just how it goes, and what we need to do first at the flag is hit the block to get that Koopa to show up onto the seesaw so we can actually activate it, and then we want to hit this block, and we need to get on the end there, and sorry, not hit that block yet. We need to get on the end of the seesaw there to get the trampoline up so we can jump up onto this seesaw, and we need to also grab that boot over to the right. But first we need to, get the boot and then jump on over here to the left side. And that should let us move the seesaw up, and this just kind of helps us when we're jumping on the piranha plant. Makes it to where we don't have to take damage if we jump on him, but you don't really need the boot. But it does help with your safety, and then we can get these cannons down onto this seesaw, and this should let us go up here. So we'll move our way up here very quickly because those cannons will hurt you, and then same thing with this one. You're going to want to come up here and avoid this cannon if you can, and just move yourself down very quickly. I learned there that you cannot crouch slide in the Mario 1 style, so that was good to know. A lot of the stuff they transfer between the different styles of this game, so it's just kind of, testing out what you can and can't do, but I guess you can't crouch jump in Mario 1 still. So here we need to use the seesaw to slingshot a bomb onto the piranha plants up there so we can get through, and that one's not really too hard. And as you can see, this level just has so many things you have to do, I didn't actually die doing this. I think I ran out of time. That was why I had that transition at the checkpoint. I ran out of time and died, so I did die, but I ran out of time because there's a part coming up that just took me way too long to figure out. So anyway, with this thwomp, we use the seesaw to kind of push him up, and we want to wait for him to go up so we can try to run beneath him, I believe. Oh wait, no, sorry. We need to hit the block and get him to go up into those red blocks, and we use the seesaw to do that, and then we can destroy him by hitting the block and knocking him out of the park that way. Okay, so that's how you do that one. So anyway, here in this room we just come a little bit over to the right, and there's this dry bones. This was what I lost time on because I literally ran out of time. 400 seconds they give you to finish this level, and I couldn't do it because I could not figure out that you're supposed to use the seesaws to guide the dry bones over to the left side, because we have to jump on him to get up to a pretty high jump. So you want to sit on the end of the seesaws that he is not on, so you can get him to go onto the note blocks to get onto that platform. So there we go, we can jump on him, make it up here. Finally, near the end of the level, we just have to get on this seesaw. We can use that turtle to get the box beneath us if we wanted to, but don't really care about that. I just want to get done with this level. And here we are at the end. So I think I end up taking damage thanks to these guys. Not really a big problem though. And there we go. That'll be it for this video.